Hey everybody, I hope that you're well, that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on prefixes and suffixes. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our user password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language art. We're doing grade 3. And then we're going to scroll till we get to our chapter of prefixes and suffixes. All right. So our chapter continuation of our previous lesson on prefixes and suffixes. There is still a whole list of lessons that we suffixes. So in our previous lesson, we focused on identifying base words and suffixes, and also had to determine the meaning of the word with pre, re, or miss, right? That was in our previous lesson. So today, we said our chapter is prefixes and suffixes. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 3. And then the lessons of today, or the lessons for today, is going to be, we're now going to use the prefix pre, re, and miss. So we're going to use the prefix which is pre, re, and miss. That is going to be our lessons for today. And when it comes to prefixes, right, we mentioned base words in our previous lesson, right? And we mentioned that we have a base word, and the base word is a word that can stand on its own, right? The base word has its own meaning. But once we add the prefix to that base word or the suffix to that base word, and then the meaning changes, right? So we're going to see how we can use the prefixes, which is pre, re, and miss, and we're also going to determine the meaning of the word full or less. All right, so we're going to determine the meaning of full or less, as well as we're going to use the prefixes, which is pre, re, and miss. And like I said, this is just a continuation of a previous lesson. Yes, we did this yesterday, but remember, I did say that we are continuing because we have a whole list of lessons. You see, we only focused on identifying the base words, prefix, and suffixes, and we also had to determine the meaning of the word pre, re, or miss. That is the only two lessons that we did. So today we're focusing on using the prefixes pre, re, or miss, and we're going to determine the meaning of the word full or less. And we are still going to do this for quite some time because we still have a whole list of lessons that we still need to do when it comes to prefixes and suffixes. Right? All right. So when we focus on prefixes, right? Then prefixes is it is a word that we add, let's say, in front of or before a base word, or let's say in front of the base word, right? And remember, we said that the base word is a word that can stand on its own. And knowing the meaning of the prefix can then help us to determine the meaning of the new word that is being created. Because we'll have, let's say, we'll have a word, right? But now, once we add the prefix to that specific word, and then the word will change. The word will either change to either something positive or it will maybe change to something negative. But that is also because the prefix has its own meaning. And we're going to find out what is the prefix, what is the meaning of the word pre, what is the meaning of the word re, and what is the meaning of the word miss, and how we can basically use that when it comes to our base word, right? How the wording changes, whether it changes to a positive word, whether it changes to a negative word, right? And what the meaning of this word is. Because remember, we said that once we add the prefix to the base word, the meaning of the word changes. But then again, also knowing the meaning of the prefix can help determine the meaning of the new word that is being created. All right. And when it comes to words like pre, re, or miss, Then we can say, firstly, a prefix can be added to the beginning. This is just for notes of a word. And this is the base word, right? And once you add it to the beginning of the base word, it then changes. It changes the meaning of the new word that is being created. So now, when it comes to our prefixes, right, which is pre, re, or mis, then we can say that the prefix, so the prefix pre, before. So once you add the word pre in front of a base word, it basically means before. And if you look at an example, right, of the word, let me do this, e.g., look at the word pre-made. And the word pre-made, it means made before. So we have the prefix pre, which means before. And if we look at an example of the word pre, or when we add it to the base word, then pre-made, it means before. Then we have the prefix re. And the prefix re means again. And if we look at an example of the prefix re, then for example, if you were to redo something, if you were to redo something, I did something, but now I need to redo that thing. To redo something, it means it's to do it again. Because the prefix is re. And then lastly, we have the prefix mis. It either means or, or it can mean without. And if we look at an example, right, word that as the prefix mis, then let's say, for example, misread or misread. And the word misread or misread, it means you are either reading incorrect. Right? So that is basically a few examples of our prefixes pre, our prefixes re, and our prefixes mis, right? I am. I really don't know why. I do apologize, guys. I don't know what the problem is. All right. So once again, we said pre means before. Re means again. And mis means incorrectly or poorly. Am I still glitching? Am I correct, guys? Am I still glitching or is it better now? All right. All right. So now we're going to just look at a few examples of pre, re, or miss just to, as a reminder again. But now, when it comes to our prefixes, once it comes to the prefixes full and less, right? So our prefix, we can say the prefix full, it means full of. So the prefix full means full of. And if then we can say waste. Let's look at the word wasteful. Like if you are not good, you're wasting something, you're being wasteful. And the prefix and the word wasteful, it means full of waste. Basically, you're just wasting. Like you're constantly wasting. Waste. And if you look at the prefix less, the prefix less, it means of a word is that has less, then think of the word without bones. Go to a restaurant and you say like you want boneless chicken, and then they're going to give you chicken without bones. So that is boneless. So basically, when it comes to our prefixes, right? Here we have an example of pre, which is before, which means before. We have an example of re, which means again. Miss, which is incorrectly or poorly. Full, which is full of. So full, which is full of. And we have less, the prefix less, which means you can say less or less depending on how it is written, and that means without, right? And these are prefixes, and prefixes are words that are written at the beginning of a base word. And once we add the prefix to the beginning of the base word, it changes the meaning of that new word. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to use prefixes pre, re, and miss, and we're going to determine the meaning of full or less. All right. And once again, before we continue, we said that pre means before, re means again, and miss means incorrectly or poorly, right? So now we need to complete the sentence with the best prefix. It says, if my shoe comes untied, will it? If your shoe comes untied, right, what are you going to do? Are you going to, why is it not working? Are you going to, I don't know why it's not working. Are you going to retie it? Are you going to pre-tie it? Or are you going to mis-tie it? We need to choose the correct prefix. So if something comes loose, if your shoes comes untied and you need to do it again, or you need to tie it again, are you going to retie it, pre-tie it, or mis-tie it? Our option. Then yes, we can say we are going to retie it. Well done. Because if you're going to tie it again, and then it means that we're going to choose retie it, because re means again. Well done. Re is correct. The next one says the young girl uses old boxes to make. If she uses the old boxes to make toys, does she pre-use it? Does she reuse it, or does she misuse it? This is not to make new toys. So the young girl, do we say pre-uses old boxes to make toy cars, reuses old boxes to make toy cars, or um to make toy car? All right, and if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, reuses is correct. So the young girl reuses old boxes to make a toy car. Well done, because re means again. Well done. And the last one, it says, please take a minute to think your answer. And So please take a minute to misthink your answer and try again. Pre-think your answer and try again, or rethink your answer and try again. Which one is correct? All right. And if you would choose the correct answer, then we can say, please take a minute to rethink your answer and try again. Because if you need to try again, then we're giving you a minute to think about it again. Well done. All right, so now we're going to our test, right? Where we're going to use prefix miss. And the first one says complete the sentence with the best prefix. So complete the sentence with the best prefix. It says, are there 12 crows or did you miscount them? Option one. Or recount them? Option two. Which one is correct? So are there 12 crows or did you miscount them? Option one. Or recount them? Option two. And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will choose option one. Because now it's like they are unsure about the answer, right? They're not asking you for the answer again. They're asking, did you, for example, count it incorrectly? So we can say, are there 12 crows or did you miscount them? Well done. Option one, miss, is correct. The next one says, to repop the spot or to pre-pop in a different spot. Which one is correct? So option one, repock, or option two, pre-pock. Which one is correct? correct. And yes, we can re-park in a different spot, meaning that you're already parking on a specific spot by the time else. All right, the next one says, if my shoe comes untied, will you, option one, retie it, or will you, option two, which one is correct? Then if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we can say, if my shoe comes untied, will you it? Retain, will you gain? All right, so now we're going to the meaning of the word list, right? And we read that full means full of, less means with, and here we have examples of full. Rest, you are fully rested very well. Painful, it means that you are full of pain, meaning it is extremely sore, it is painful. Joyful, you joy, you are overjoyed, right? And that is, and then even have less, right? And that means without. An example of boneless, where we say boneless, it's without a bone, right? Oh, sorry. Cloudless. Cloudless. Cloudless means that it is without. Lifeless means there is no life. It's without life. And pointless means like it doesn't even matter what you say. Like I'm not listening. So it is pointless. That is without a point. Sorry guys, I think because I'm moving up and down. Okay, so now remember we said full means full of, with less means without. So now what does respectful means? Respectful. Is it without respect, option full of respect? So respectful, is it without respect or full of respect? And the answer is yes, we can say it is respectful means that you are full of respect. Well done. Option two is correct. Joyless. If you are joyless, does it mean that you are full of joy or you are without joy? Option two. Joyless. So joyless. All right, then if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, joyless is without joy. Joyful means that you're full of joy. So well done. Without joy, meaning that you're sad. What does boneless mean? Boneless. Is it without bones or full of bones? So option one, without bones, or option two, full of bones. Boneless. So boneless, option one, without bones, or option two, full of bones. Boneless. All right, and boneless, meaning that we are with it's without bone. Without bone. So the chicken without bone. Something without bone. Well done. Wasteful. Wasteful. What does wasteful mean? Is it option one with full of waste or option two without waste? So wasteful. Is it full of waste or it is without waste? Wasteful. And if we were to choose the correct option of wasteful, it means that it is full of waste. So option one is correct. Option one, because it means that you're wasting a lot. Loveless. What does loveless mean? Loveless. Does it mean that you are full of love? or option two, you are without love. Loveless. And someone that is loveless is without love, without feelings. Loveless. Playful. What does playful mean? If your teacher tells you that you are so playful and that is why your marks are dropping, or that is why you're not listening, playful is meaning you're full of play, or option two, you are without play, playful. So playful, when you're playful, you're too playful. And if we were to say what playful means, then yes, we can say playful is full of play. Well done. All right, so this is the end of our lesson on prefixes and suffixes. We said prefixes is a word that we add at the beginning of a base word, right? We focused on the prefixes pre, re, miss, full, and less. We said that the prefix of pre means before, re means again, miss means either incorrectly or poorly. Full means full of, and less means without. And knowing the meaning of the prefix can help you to know or determine the meaning of the new word that is being created. Because once you add the prefix to the base word, then it changes the meaning of the word. All right, so thank you very much, everybody, for joining the class, and I really hope that you're going to have a good evening further. So, till next time, goodbye.